What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. Yeah. So, if we just take a look at the 3-month chart, you can see that we've now crossed that $420 billion market cap threshold. Previous resistance, we haven't seen this kind of price since December 9th. Back then, the price or the market capitalization was $367 billion dollars. So we will be keeping an eye on our next support line. Broke that at 428 billion, which was on January 17th, which says that we're reaching even lower points here. So we don't know where the bottom of this thing is basically what I'm saying. And I'll just tell you the way I'm approaching it. Because I came into the market with the sound advice of being in this for the long haul. So taking a long-term investment strategy. Me, even though I've watched my my portfolio balance dip to close to December levels, right? So I'm back in early December levels here. And yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm back in early December again, as far as the way it felt with my portfolio, which feels no different. My life is still the same. I still wake up at the same time. I still go through the morning routines. I'm still in the same person, no matter what my portfolio is. So because of that, it doesn't affect me. It affects me in the sense that I'm like, wow, how low is this thing going to go? What's going to happen to my money? Is it going to go up? Is it going to take some time to go up? How long is that going to take? But then again, I'm like, well, I knew that when I was going into this was money that it's not necessarily money that I can afford to lose because no one likes to lose money, but because I didn't overcommit myself, right? If we overcommit ourselves, then this really hurts. But from what I understand about most of you, many of you have not sold your home and are living in an RV right now because you sold all your everything you own and put it into cryptocurrency. And if you did, I think there's always hope to start over again, you know? I certainly never advocated for anyone to sell their life savings and put it into cryptocurrency, but some people may have done that. I heard stories on the news about that. As you know, my points that I always like to say is never invest more than 10% of your net worth. You know, and we used to talk about don't the money that you were going to spend on beer and cigarettes and coffee, maybe save that money and put it into cryptocurrency. So if you're feeling overextended, maybe now you would take moving forward, you'll have less exposure. But there's always that chance that if this market, because this market moves really quickly, it can crash down. Since we reached our all-time highs on January 6th, it's already back to January 9th levels. I mean, the market swings big. It's a big swing. It's almost lost 50% of its value here. It's only $10 billion away from losing half of its value when it hit. Oh, actually $5 billion because it was 832. So $4 billion away. Let's see. I don't know. Now, one thing I want to show you for those of you who are looking to kind of track the market's behavior, go to GDAX. So here on GDAX, you can see these red candles. You can even change these candles around to 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 6 hours. You can even do it by day. So you can see this was a strong period right here. We looked like we were getting ready to, come up, but short-lived. So, yeah. Bitcoin, as far as Bitcoin goes, in terms of technical analysis, And we're focusing on technical analysis, but this is not the only thing that you focus on, because there are other variables at play like news, um, product development, etc. And unpredictable whales, let's be real. As far as Bitcoin goes, we just look at the 3-month chart. Yeah. We're at late November numbers here. And where Bitcoin will, okay, so right now we're at support level for Bitcoin in the 8,000 range. So remember that magic number of 8,000 for Bitcoin. But then again, as we know, and everyone knows this, no one can accurately project this. The only one who really knows is the people who are, if there's anyone out there or any group of people who are manipulating the market, they're the only ones who really know. And I don't even think anyone really knows. So no one really knows. And typically what we're seeing is whenever someone makes a prediction, it's usually not accurate. So I try to stay away from predictions. That's why I use the word projection. So if we're anticipating growth, we'll project, right? So that's why it's important to not predict, but project. Projections. Yeah, it's hard to project where Bitcoin's bottom will be. You could even say that it's in the 7,000 range, right? 6,000 range, maybe. For me, most of my Bitcoin, at the 5,000, at the $3 to $4 to $5,000 range is where most of my initial investment. Well, not most, some of it. That's just my personal take. But because I have a long-term outlook on the market, I flash back on why I got into cryptocurrency. And if I was to kind of peel back all the fluff and really just say, Jeff, why did you get involved in cryptocurrency? And being that I mentioned this numerous times, but being that I've traveled around to a lot of different countries, I was just in Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and I've been all around the world. I've never been to Africa, which I hope to go to. I've been to Central America, but in these countries, I've come across people that don't even have bank accounts, and there's a lot of people who do not have bank accounts. And when I heard that the notion, or I got the idea that cryptocurrency could be used as a trade medium or a currency for these people who have smartphones but don't have bank accounts, like I would go to the Philippines and I'd say, "What's your PayPal?" They'd say, "I don't have PayPal." They don't even know what PayPal is. I say, "Well, you just hook it up with your bank account." "Oh, I don't have a bank account." "So how do you get paid?" "Oh, they get paid in cash." But they have a smartphone. That's just one country, right? But there's many countries like this. So the inclusion that it will give to people. So overall, I said this has to be a good thing if it can create new wealth and opportunities for people who do not have inclusion into the marketplace, but have talent and are just not able to have the American dream, so to speak, or be able to reach their full potential because they don't have inclusion with, finance. And I saw cryptocurrency as a way for them to get paid outside of the fiat way. It's not that I was trying to circumnavigate or go around the fiat. I didn't have a problem with fiat. I was just saying, well, these people aren't getting paid. They don't have any inclusion. Most of them don't have a bank account, but they can do great work, whether it be make music or whatever. I mean, they're human beings, right? Just like the rest of us. They're people too. And look, I'm not saying that I'm this great philanthropist or anything, but at the end of the day, that was where I really was like, man, this is actually a good thing. And that's when because once you get over the hype, the Lambos, I'm going to build me a house and this and that, and you kind of have to humble yourself and say, well, why did I really get involved in this? And then when you can decide why you really got involved in it, then you can feel a lot better about going through these hard times with whatever you're committed in the market. Because then it's not all about just, are you going to get a Lambo? Are you going to buy a yacht, a Bentley, a Tesla? You know what I mean? because then you have something that it's not that you're fighting for it, because I don't want you guys to think that you got to fight for this. It's just like you're in here, you're going through the thick and thin, the trials and the tribulations, and we know life doesn't just work in one big giant uptrend, right? There's always peaks and valleys. What goes up comes down, so it doesn't. We don't always stay in these storms, right? We'll come out of them too. But think to yourself, why did you get involved in cryptocurrency? It doesn't have to be the same reason that I have. In fact, I would challenge you to think about the real reason you did get involved in cryptocurrency. It could be the same reason why I did. It's because you saw that opportunity with inclusion around the world. Yes, I'm an American, but I'm also I'm also someone who's gone into many foreign countries and been treated with a great deal of grace and care. I mean, people, every country. I mean, there's been countries where I had a few too many to drink, and someone helped me go to my hotel room. And I said, wow, they could have taken all my money. They could have done whatever they wanted to me. And I'm in their country. Or it might even be that, I was without a ride and they offered me a ride, or they just gave me free food or whatever. So they unconditionally cared about me. So I think that just because I'm an American doesn't mean that I only should worry about America. Doesn't make me a liberal or anything, any name like that. It just means like, hey, these are people too. And I'm a people. I'm a person. I'm a people person. Well, I talk at a computer when I do these videos, not to people at a bar or anything right now. So, but the point is, if you can reflect on why you got involved in cryptocurrency, then you can kind of have a little bit more stamina. It's like what Steve Jobs said. If you just read up on Steve Jobs, he said, always pick a career or a job that you have passion for, because if you don't have passion for it, when it gets tough, you won't have enough stamina, enough in the tank to overcome it. It will fatigue you, it will burn you out. But if you're passionate about it, you'll be able to overcome the adversities. And we're definitely facing adversities right now, especially for the people who got involved back in December and January. As I posted here on Twitter, even on my personal Twitter, Blockchain J, I said the newbies who came into the market in December and January are having a real test of wits here. If they hold on through this, they will have truly earned their stripes. Zam. I mean, if you came into the market in December and January, and you might have came in a little bit overexposed or whatever, and you're feeling like, wow, why did this happen? Why did I do this and that? The thing is, it's testing your wits, and I could see how. I don't know how much of you guys, I don't know everybody's individual financial forecast, right? Like, I don't know many of you guys personally. So I never have taken the time to get to know you personally, to give you personal financial, whatever the case is. But I know that it's not easy to lose money and, watch money pour out of an account or all that. And I think it's tough, and it's life, right? I mean, I've gone into business where I had to take out a loan instantly, right out of the gates. When you take out a loan, you're in the hole. It's like college. People pay $60,000, go straight into the hole with college, and then still get stuck with that debt and can't even find a job that pays them more than $15 an hour. So it's life, right? You have to figure out a way to pay off that debt. I've gone into debt myself. It's all a learning experience. That's another thing. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger is the way that you can also look at it, right? And because your outlook is evaluating why you really got into this, if you're like, well, I honestly just got into it for Lambos, right? Well, does that make you a bad person? No. It just means that maybe next time when you're confronted with an opportunity like this, you won't say, well, I just want to get my Lambo out of it. Maybe you'll say, well, what else is there going on here that makes me compelled to believe in this project? Not just because your best friend over in Biloxi or whatever, Mississippi State or wherever you go to college said, hey, this is the real deal. I'm making tons of money right here. And then you say, well, how do I jump in? And he says, just go on Coinbase. You know, it's because you actually took the time to understand what you were getting committed to. And even if, because it is kind of technical, you might not have known right off the bat. But over time, you took time to watch videos across the internet. You studied the internet blogs, and you educated yourself. And now you're more equipped than you were before. Hopefully it didn't cost you more than a college education costs you in the United States these days. Some people have $100,000 in student loans. Could you imagine that? And the lesson that you learn here is a valuable life lesson. That life isn't all about Lambos, right? It's about more than Lambos. It's about what is the deliverable? What are we doing? What's the mission, right? So anyways, guys, hang in there. I know it's not easy. Everything will be fine no matter what. That's for sure. It's just coming from me, someone who's been started over a couple times already. I know it's not easy to start over, but you always build back up again. You never stay pinned down unless you defeat yourself or let yourself become defeated. You will not become defeated no matter what. That's the mentality. And when you have that mentality that if you get knocked down, no matter how much it hurts, you're still going to wake up in the morning and you're going to roll out of bed and you're going to go do the work that you got to do, and you're a soldier about it. And you know, you hope for the best but prepare for the worst. And in this case, hope for the best, but be prepared, you know, for whatever. It's like some of you guys, even on this channel, you guys are in the Army. And I know when you're in the Army, when you go, when the soldiers, when they got dropped off in Iraq or wherever, they are having to confront very realistically that they could lose all. Okay? Not just their money, but everything. Or an arm, or a finger, or something. But what do they have to do? They have to go. They go. They sign up for that. And a shout out to all the American soldiers out there and all soldiers all across the world who stand up for what they believe in. You know, because that takes a bravery, no matter what your political stance is, for someone to be willing to put their life on the line for something greater than them. That's when that's losing it all. But losing some money here and there, it's happened to many. Look at Elon Musk. He lost a lot of money one time he almost lost all of his money that he made from PayPal when he started up SpaceX and Tesla. Look at Trump. Trump's gone bankrupt before, and he's the president of the United States now. You know, even President Obama had debt before he got to the position that he's in. So, you know, some of it's going to come down to your outlook, and I hope a lot of you guys are able to hang in there, all right? See you later.